Return to Boletaria in the completely remade Demon's Souls, previously a PlayStation 3 exclusive. Is it still as difficult as we remember? And does it hold up to the other Souls games? Find out here. The combat is just how you remember it, dynamic and deadly as ever. Unless you've got an enemy's pattern memorized, pacing out your attacks to conserve enough stamina to dodge or block is key. It's a system that will outright punish you for overconfidence and poorly timed maneuvers. And of course, we wouldn't want it any other way. The level of customization you give to your character is what many RPG lovers crave. Your stats affect everything you do. What weapons you can wield, how much you can carry, how much health you have, and how many spells you can cast. It's definitely a game that encourages replayability with different builds.
Art thou finished?
Another part of the customization is the equipment you carry. There are many different types of armor, as well as different rings that grant you additional buffs. You'd be surprised how one ring can make an entire encounter much easier to get through. Like in most Souls games, there are a variety of weapons, all with different stats and various movesets. It's important to have a few different weapons too, because many of the enemies you face may be vulnerable or resistant to different types of attacks. Enemies are the bread and butter of Souls-likes, and Demon's Souls is no different. The game is divided into 5 different regions, each with their own unique enemies. They all fight differently too, which really gives each area its own identity. And just as soon as you think you've been fighting the same thing for a while, the game will constantly surprise you with something new. Now, of course, another pillar of the Souls series are the boss fights. While some may seem difficult at first, most bosses in Demon's Souls definitely have some kind of weakness. After you learn their trick, some of them can be pretty easy. Others can still be very challenging, even if you know what you're doing. Each boss feels unique and placed differently than the rest, and they serve as a great set piece to the end of a certain area. And lastly, the addictive loop that keeps you playing, death and retrieving your souls. After you die in a region, you drop your bloodstain with all of your unspent experience. To regain that lost experience, you must travel back to where you died and collect your bloodstain. This can be a vicious loop, especially if you're trying to rush back to where you were and die along the way, because if you get killed before you get your bloodstain back, that experience is gone forever. This is definitely not a game for everyone, so keep that in mind if you're one to easily get frustrated. Like with many Souls games, there is a narrative, but it's more in the background than in the forefront. There's many bits of lore if you want to learn more about the setting, but it never oversteps the action of the game. If you do follow the story though, like in many games, there will be more little tidbits you'll appreciate when they come up. Now, the art direction is phenomenal. The environments are well detailed and the lighting breathes new life into this remake. Everywhere you go looks absolutely gorgeous. Bluepoint Games has done an amazing job at resurrecting this old gem and making it one of the most graphically impressive titles at the PS5's launch. The enemy design too is also top-notch. From creatures with multiple faces to castle guards, each character is beautifully designed and well animated. Everything looks and feels smooth as you're playing the game. Even many of the characters' mouths are well synced to their dialogue.
Well, you found yourself a demon soul, did you? I'm impressed. Yes, indeed I am.
The attention to detail has certainly paid off. The music is grand and epic, just as you'd expect a Souls-like game to be. Many of the tracks do have the problem of sounding similar though, plenty of strings and choir sounds booming as you're getting eviscerated by a boss monster, but with the quality of the music being top-notch, I didn't mind the tracks sounding familiar, especially since they only show up during the big confrontations. The sound effects and cues though are all on point. From breaking boxes to cracking bones, every action you take has feedback. And if you're not wearing headphones, you'll even hear some of the sounds jump out of you from the DualSense controller. It definitely helped with immersion and was never really that distracting. Overall, Demon's Souls is everything I could want in a remake. It's fun to play, it's beautiful, and it's downright challenging. Bluepoint Games has delivered a wonderful console release title, and it definitely shines a bright light on a game that many didn't get to play way back when. While it has some differences than the Dark Souls games, it's still just as good as them, and fans of the series will have plenty to look forward to. Prepare to die and die again with Demon's Souls. I hope you all enjoyed the review. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not already a member. And if you've played the game, let me know what your favorite boss fight was in the comments down below. And until next time, this is Game Ghost. Happy gaming.